Cozy Crew, welcome to my channel. My name is Jay and I make videos all about cozy gaming and cozy lifestyle. I'm also a variety streamer over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Asunaland, where you will find me streaming all types of indie and cozy games, trying out new things. Sometimes I'll play some popular titles. It's just kind of a mixture of things, but if you're into that type of stuff, definitely come check it out. So let's dive into the point of this video. Fall is here. And that means it's time for pumpkin spice, everything nice, warm cozy drinks, and my favorite part, all of the cozy fall games. And that's what I'm gonna cover with you today in this video. Some of my top picks for fall cozy games this year. But before we dive straight into the list, I just wanted to give you a little bit of background about me and what I consider to be my cozy journey. So if you're not interested in hearing this part and just want to jump to the list of games, check out the description box below. I'll go ahead and leave some timestamps so you can just skip right ahead. But if you do want to stick around, essentially I've always loved gaming ever since I was a little girl, and I've never really considered myself to be like a gamer, but just, you know, a gamer in some capacity. And I've always loved games that are more relaxed and more chill, and I'm just not really like pro gamer. I'll never pretend that I'm a pro gamer by any means. I'm probably pretty terrible, but the fact of the matter is I consider gaming to just be a form of relaxation for me and a way to unwind, and it's even a form of self-care in some ways. That's why I started this channel, and that's why I began streaming, to just find others and connect with them over a love of cozy gaming. Now that I've gotten all of that out of the way, let's dive straight into this list of games. So, to kick things off, we're going to talk about Cozy Grove, which is available on both Nintendo Switch and Steam. This adorable little title is created by the folks over at Spry Fox, and essentially you play as a spirit scout who has washed up on this deserted island that is not so deserted. It is in fact inhabited by adorable little ghost bears that you need to help and bring life and color back to the island. So through completing little quests and tasks and decorating an adorable little cozy campsite along the way, you will eventually bring life and color back to Cozy Grove and learn a whole lot about some really interesting bears. The colors and the soundtrack is so amazing. It's definitely a game that you can cozy up to when you've got a little bit of free time on a lunch break in between classes, or just even when you're like relaxing for the rest of the day. It's definitely one of my favorite titles, and the developers are super passionate. I'm like Cozy Grove super fan. I'm in the Discord and everything. So if you have not checked out that title yet, it's definitely one that you'll want to get into. Next up, we have Necrobarista, a title by the folks over at Route 59 Games, and it's available on both Nintendo Switch and Steam, and it's all about two things: coffee and death. In this game, you'll be following a super dynamic cast of characters that are also necromancers who run a coffee shop called The Terminal. And this coffee shop is a bit unique. It is a place where folks who have recently passed away spend their first 24 hours after death before they go on to whatever comes next. The storyline is just so rich, and there's so many nice side stories and so many little things that you can interact with and get into. The soundtrack is wonderful, and it's just a really, really cozy title. Definitely one you will want to check out if you're into visual novels. This title is also a really good one for spooky season, as it is a little bit on the darker side. My next favorite is called Coffee Talk. This is a title that's available on both Nintendo Switch and Steam, and it's essentially a game about coffee and heart-to-heart conversations. You play as the owner and operator and barista of a coffee shop that's open pretty late in an urban city, and you have all types of customers that come in and out during the evening, and you get to connect with them, learn about their stories and their personal lives, and also make them some really great drinks. It definitely made me feel like a pro barista. In addition, the art is really, really great. The music and the soundtrack is so good. It's definitely a game that you can just cozy up to and vibe out with. So if you're into heavy reading and learning about some really dynamic characters, Coffee Talk is definitely a title you'll want to check out. So this couldn't be a complete cozy games for fall list if we didn't have this title. You know what it is, you've heard about it, and maybe you've played it. But in case you haven't, Stardew Valley definitely makes this list. It's available on both Nintendo Switch and Steam, and it's a farming life sim where you play as a character who's inherited their grandfather's old farm on Stardew Valley, and essentially you can do all types of things. You can craft, you farm, you can forge relationships with the villagers, even get married, and not to mention the fall colors scream everything fall, and it's just so wonderful. You couldn't have a list without it. So if you haven't checked out Stardew Valley yet, make sure that you do. Again, this is another title that you probably love, and you've definitely heard of, but we can't have a cozy game list without it being here. That's right, Animal Crossing New Horizons is next on this list. Available on Nintendo Switch only, there's so many things that you can do. Fishing, crafting, living among cute little animals. What else do you need? So I won't talk a whole lot about this one. There's so much stuff out there, but I just have to give it some honorary homage on this list. So definitely check out Animal Crossing New Horizons if you haven't played that yet. Next game we've got is Little Misfortune by the folks at Kill Monday Games. This title is available on both Nintendo Switch and Steam, and it is the epitome of spooky season gaming. It is a bit much, I'll start with that, but it's a really, really fun title. It's very charming and very sad and very cute and very horrific all in one. You play as Misfortune, who is on the quest for eternal happiness, and she's playing a game that the voice in her head has told her will lead her to such. And she really wants to get this eternal happiness for her mother, and it's just a twisted little story with so many turns along the way. So if you're searching for the perfect, twisted, spooky season title, Little Misfortune is the game for you. Be sure to check it out. Last but not least on this list, we have Kinseed. And this title is available on Steam only, and it's essentially a cute and cozy little life sim that stacks up with the Stardew Valleys of the world. We've got beautiful pixel graphics, and I love the beginning of it. It's so adorable where you get to pick what you want to do in your life or how you want to start things out. So it's one that I just started playing, so I don't know a ton about it, but so far it's cute enough to make this cozy gaming list. One thing to note about Kinseed is that this title is technically an early access title, and what that means is it's still under development and things are kind of constantly changing and shifting. So one thing to keep in mind with this is that your mileage may vary on Kinseed, but still a very fun, cozy game to check out. So that completes the list. Tell me, how many of these games have you heard about? How many haven't you heard about? What are you planning to check out? Did you learn anything new? Definitely be sure to drop me a comment below and give this video a like and tell me what you're going to be getting into next. So until then, happy cozy gaming, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!